Runescape Dragonwilds is the exact punch of nostalgia mixed with survival RPG gameplay that I didn't know that I needed. It's not perfect by any means, but I believe the core essence of a good game is there. When you start up the game, the first thing you do is create your character. I was instantly struck by the art style of the character. I'm not sure if it was done this way specifically to play off of people's nostalgia, or if it was a design decision as a mark of RuneScape, or both. But the resemblance to the RuneScape MMO character design cannot be ignored. Whatever their reason for making the characters this way, it worked on me. It reminded me of the characters in the RuneScape MMO in my time playing the game. It's not just a nostalgic style either. It's a blend of that iconic RuneScape polygon look with very high resolution components such as the character's belt and boots. Once you notice, it's kind of off-putting, but it's not so obvious that it feels like a clash or like it doesn't work, and once you're out in the world and not zoomed in on your character, you can't see it anyway. In terms of the level of character customization, I have definitely seen games with more options, and I realize this is an early access game, and so hopefully the devs do add more options in the future, but there are enough options to make a relatively interesting character. For the options that have the greatest impact on your character's appearance, there are 11 different hairstyles to choose from, and 5 different facial hair options. Now, I will note that they opted for body type A and B versus male and female, so if this is a deal breaker for you, there you go. After character creation, you can either join an existing world or create a new one. I really appreciate that they made it so you can have a solo world, a world with friends, or a public world that anyone can join. It's also a nice touch that PvP is optional. I myself prefer PvE experiences, but it's nice to have that option for PvP if you want to spice things up. After you select the world, you get a cutscene to introduce you to the world, the characters, and your place in it. I think the cutscene is well done for what it is. Like, it's no insanely cinematic experience or anything, but I really appreciate that it's short and to the point, and the voice acting is well done.
They were bound for uncharted waters.
And really, that's one thing that is a theme throughout this game. It does not waste your time. We are shown this again with how you load into the game. There is just a quick teleporting in animation, and the game sets you free. You are quickly introduced to the first NPC character, the Wise Old Man. This is one that RuneScape fans will probably recognize. He's basically there to ask you if you want to do the tutorial or not. And one thing I want to mention here is the NPCs are not voice acted, unfortunately, but you do get these reaction sounds like a questioning or confirming grunt.
Ah, yes. Hello.
So after talking to the Wise Old Man, you can then walk outside and you hear this massive roar and the sound of wings beating through the air as a dragon flies overhead. The game wastes no time in showing you the threat you have to face down the road. You meet another character, Doric, who gets you going on your basic survival stuff, such as, hey, you need water or you'll die. Go here to get some. In terms of survival mechanics, you have your typical water and food bars to maintain, but there is also an exhaustion bar where you must sleep to refill it. I think these mechanics were well implemented. It doesn't feel like your meters deplete too quickly, and when you do need more food or water, they fill up a decent chunk per food eaten or water drank. This means you don't have to spend very much time getting food or drinkables. Next, Doric reminds you that you are a helpless, defenseless meat sack, and so in order to keep yourself alive, you need to pick up sticks and stone to make a club. So you make a crafting table, then make a club, and you're ready to fight. And this is where my real first gripe comes into play. The combat. It's stiff, kinda clunky, and you are animation locked in every swing. So as soon as you start the attack, you can no longer change the direction of your swing, so you better be facing the right direction from the start. I will say that the dodge is extremely responsive, so as long as you save some stamina for a dodge, you should be okay unless you're fighting multiple enemies at once. I don't know if this animation locked attack style was intentional or not, but I hope it gets changed. For action combat, this doesn't feel fluid and fun to fight monsters. It kind of feels like I'm fighting while drowning in molasses. The monsters themselves are pretty cool though. The first one you encounter is this two-legged groundhog-looking thing. It's the perfect introductory creature to beat up on. There's also giant rats and goblins, just like in the RuneScape MMO, so again, this really capitalizes on that nostalgia. Monsters don't seem to have a lot of variation in their levels, just like your character doesn't really seem to have a level at all. They just have a general threat level. Like the first monsters you encounter have a threat level of 1, and as you venture further out, it goes up to 2, and so on. These threat levels are a significant jump as well. If you are still using your basic stone weapons on level 2 monsters, you can still beat them, but it takes longer and you might run out of stamina before you beat one. I think this is an okay system overall because it pushes the player to figure out how to make better gear to fight these monsters. Probably the best aspect of RuneScape Dragonwilds is the skill system. Again, there is another nostalgia point here because the skills definitely remind me of playing the MMO when I see their icons, but the skills work very differently in this game. As you level up mining, you will get magic abilities for that skill, such as the Rocksplosion spell. This allows you to do an AoE explosion on rocks, so you can fully mine 2 or 3 rocks at once in one hit of the spell. Or with woodcutting, the Axtral projection spell that lets you conjure an arcane axe that you throw forward and it instantly cuts down any trees in its path, up to 3 from what I have tried. This spell unlocking for skilling that also reduces the grind of skilling is a really nice quality of life idea. It really makes increasing your skill levels more fun and interactive. And you get rewarded for increasing your skills. Crafting is really nice in this game as well. Instead of having a huge laundry list of resources you need to find and gather to craft things, it's usually just 1 or 2 materials, at least at the lower tiers I was at while playing. This makes it so much easier and faster to progress and reduces the feeling of grind in the game. And for better or worse, this game is really good at that. Taking away or changing the grind in interesting ways, such as reducing the overall amount of resources for crafting and such things, or adding these magic abilities which help with your skilling. For base building in this game, I will say the part that I got working was really good. At first I thought it was really bad and very limited with options, but then I realized there were multiple tabs of building options which allow for some pretty cool structures. So now I want to explain kind of what I said earlier, the things that I got working. So one thing that is not really explained and is a frustration point for me is the beams for buildings. Like I was trying to build a 2-story building, and just like in some other survival games, the building gets to a point in height where it becomes unstable without support structure like beams. In this game, I tried every combination of beams I could think of and could not get the roof on top of the 2nd story to be stable. If there was a little tooltip pop-up or an NPC that explained the instability mechanic, this would be greatly appreciated. Or maybe I'm just bad and I need to get good. There's probably an element of that as well. One thing that would be really nice is more loot to find in chests. I only found 3 chests throughout the level 1 and 2 areas that I explored, and since chests don't give you anything insane or broken, it feels bad to find them so infrequently. I do have to say, overall, I enjoy the art style. The characters being vaguely polygonal and reminiscent of the MMO is incredible, and that mixed with the pretty landscape makes it look really nice. The only thing I'll say is the fog or night effect, or both. I'm still not sure what exactly it is because the effect is just so confusing and bad. It's like this white bloom effect that is way too strong and makes everything look blurry. Not exactly an engaging or exciting visual. Overall, I would definitely recommend that people try out this game, even in its early access state. To be honest, and I think the RuneScape devs know this as well, I think RuneScape fans will love this game. The nostalgia is just absolutely everywhere, including in the music. A song will come on that sounds pretty cool, and then you hear the underlying melody kick in, and it's a song from the MMO, and you just smile. Or at least I did. I couldn't help it. I think fans of survival crafting games and action RPGs will also like this game. The combat does leave a bit to be desired, as I said before, but the animations are good and the attacks when you hit feel impactful. So overall, I think it's a good experience. I hope this video helped to give insight to somebody who was considering this game out there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.